All right, so this video is going to cover a couple loop iteration type programs. So we'll do this first one, payroll report. This is design a payroll class that stores an employee's ID number, gross pay, state tax, federal tax, and FICA withholdings. The class should have a method that calculates the employee's net pay as follows. So gross pay minus state tax minus federal minus FICA holdings equals the net pay. Use the class in a program that displays a weekly payroll report. A loop in the program should ask the user for the employee ID, gross pay. All right, so you're actually not counting any. This isn't really how you would do this in real life. You'd have your gross pay, and then you'd have like a tax table with, you know, the state rate and then the federal rate and then the FICA rates. But we're just going to allow the user, like if they enter 100 for gross pay and 10 for state tax, 10 for federal tax, and 10 for FICA, then the net pay would be $70. Should pass these values into an so this is for my job. This is a Java program, so we're not gonna, and we're not doing classes yet, so we're not worrying about that. The net pay should be displayed. The loop should determine when 0 is entered for the employee number. So it looks like when you enter 0 for the employee number, that's your sentinel value to get out of the loop. After the data is entered, the program should display totals. I'm not going to worry about negative numbers or any of that kind of stuff. Or I'm not going to worry about any of that. All right, so again, I just want to show you how to calculate all this and then use a loop, use a while loop. So I guess I'll just call it payroll report. All right, that was from a different video. That was rock, paper, scissors. All right, so file, new, file, save as. We'll just call it payroll report. All right, so we have to ask for an employee number. So I'll just call it emp number equals, and we'll say int input Okay, now I have to turn it into an integer for this to work right here. So while not employee, or I'll just say emp number equal to 0. Now if I don't put an int right here, remember whatever number gets stored as a string and then this wouldn't hit. So you have to make sure it's an integer, okay? So they have an employee number that gets entered, and then to get out of this, and so this is what I always do with while loops, you have to be able to get into the while loop, but then you also have to have a reason to get out of it and run it again. Else it's going to run the same employee number every single time, and you're going to get an infinite loop. So if I then say, you know, please enter another employee number 0 to quit, we've already done it once, and so then they got to enter another one or get put in 0 to quit. All right, but if they do that, then they're in, and we can just say gross pay equals, and since you know your pay is a float, okay, then we just do input enter the gross pay. State tax It's a float. Input. Enter the state tax. Federal tax, float. Enter the federal tax. And FICA tax. Okay, so that enters them. And then so they want a I think we want to get the net pay. So yeah, what I'll do is I'm actually going to print a bunch of stuff right here. We're going to do kind of like just a table. So I can say print employee ID. And then we can do, you know what I'm going to do, a dash T, net pay, dash T equals, now these dash T's are tab, gross pay minus I'm going to do a tab in between all of these and see how this looks. I'm not sure how this is going to look. It might look awful. We'll see. The idea is it's kind of like a report, so we want to put tabs in to set up columns. So gross pay, then state taxes, federal taxes, but I need to do federal taxes minus this might have to go over further too as well. We'll see how it goes. Put it like that. You run this, run. Okay, net pay equals the gross pay minus the state taxes. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it doesn't look great, but, you know, we're going to run with it for a little bit and see how this goes. So, we'll do a print. Then we'll print our str employee, our emp ID, emp number. Okay, and then we can do a and then we're going to get the net pay. So we're gonna have to, but then we need to string it first. So we'll do str, and we're gonna pass in the what, gross pay, state tax, federal tax, and FICA tax. Okay, so this is gonna be our function that we create. So we'll come up here and call this. Now this is stuff from like the fruitful function. I don't call it that. I call it accessor, or where I'm going to return, or mute. Accessor, where I'm going to access the information. So I'll say net pay is equal to gross pay minus state tax minus federal tax minus FICA tax, and then I will return the net pay. So that's going to return the net pay, and that's where that's going to be. Okay. And then I'll do a plus T plus so that would be net. I'll say equals, and then do another dash T equals the net pay. So I'll do what, str net pay plus dash T minus dash T. So that'd be net pay minus plus what? Str net state tax plus minus plus, whoops, state federal str federal tax plus str FICA taxes. Okay, wait, I spelled something wrong. Federal tax, FICA tax, sorry. All right, let's run this and see if this even remotely comes out looking like what I'm. All right. Oh, define, that defines my function. That will work now. What's wrong? Oh, I need a plus symbol in front of it because I'm using string concatenation. Let's see if that works. Okay, so there's that. Net pay is not defined. Whoops, it's not net pay. This is the net pay. This needs to just be federal taxes. Okay, let's fix that. Sorry. This needs to be state. This is federal. So I just need to get rid of one of these. Okay, let's try this. Or the gross. Okay, so that looks good. That looks good. So I need to do a tab here. All right, so this is where this is kind of looks awful, but I don't know. We'll get it to work. So I'm going to put a tab after gross. So equals That's what I didn't do. I didn't put a gross pay in here, so this needs to be plus. Yeah. So run that. So I need a tab. So I screwed up one of my tabs. Anyway, this is awful doing this. Especially probably watching this, you're like, ugh. So employee ID. We need our -T in there. Run it. Okay, so I need it one before there. Before the okay, run that again. Okay. Okay. I'll put one in front of each. All right, so 1,000 minus 10 minus 10 minus 10 equals 970 for that employee ID, and then I can put another one, right? And I could say, I don't know, 10,000 and 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay. All right, and then 0 to quit, and then I'm done. Okay, so that doesn't look bad. I did some formatting in there. It's definitely kind of a pain, but either way, you saw what I did, and this is a good iteration program, okay? So the next one we'll do, I'll open up a brand new one. File, new file, and let's see which one it is. It's going to be this last one in here. So you do the random guessing one for a program in the class. So it says coin toss simulator, random number is 0. Then it's set. Wait, random number is 0. Then it sets the side up field to heads. If the random number is 1, then it sets the side up field to tails. A method named get side up returns the value of the side up. Write a program that demonstrates the coin class. The program should create an instance of the class. So we're not going to do that, but use a loop to toss the coin 20 times. Each time the coin is tossed, display the side that is facing up. The program should keep count. Okay, I'm not going to keep count. I'm just going to, just show you how to do this. So I'm going to say File, Save As, Coin Toss. Okay. And so this one's really pretty easy. We import random. So they use a random generator. And we'll do a while. Well, first we need flips is equal to 0. While flips is what, less than 20. Then we do number is equal to random dot rand int 0, 1, and then we will print the str the number plus a blank space, and then we will get side up, and we got to pass that number in here as well. Then we just do what flips equals flips plus 1. And then, I don't know, when we're done, type print. Goodbye. So anyway, we get a random number. We'll print the number. It'll be a 1 or a 0 right here, and then we'll pass it in here, and it will return heads or tails. And then it will add 1 to it, so then it would only loop through 20 times. So define get side up. We pass in number, and then we can do an if-else statement. So if number is equal to 0, then we'll just say return heads, headers, heads, else I need to return tails. So I think this will work. Let's run this real quick. Invalid syntax, flips. Oh, wait a second. It's not that line, it's above. I forgot to close my print function. Run. Zeros heads, zeros heads, one's tails. All right, goodbye. I don't know, what we could do here is go, you know, we could also, if you really want or care to, we could do something like this where we have heads equals 0 and tails equals 0. And then you know, we could have like our like if get side up number I don't know, this is kind of just this is just me trying to find something else to do that's really kind of unnecessary, but whatever. So like here you could put, print that would print underneath, right? And you could do like a print total heads plus str tot heads plus okay, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heads, total heads, and then 20 tails. So not very random on that toss. So anyway, you get the idea. I did some if-else stuff. I created my function with a return statement, so that hits the fruitful functions, and then I demonstrate a while loop. So this video is done.